never lose your sense of wonder. I hope you get enough to eat, but don't lose the hunger.
Mm.
And if you see the heavens, give them more than a passing glance. If you have the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. Dance. When it appeared rain would never cease all those years ago, sorry I even used the word, people thought it wouldn't cease, and so in Genesis we are told that God put a rainbow in the sky. In the 19th century, an African-American poet, maybe a woman, I'm not sure, probably a woman, wrote, "When it looked like the sun wasn't gonna shine anymore, God put a rainbow in the clouds." Now, in Genesis, we are told that the rainbow was put in the sky. But we all know that clouds can so lower and lower that the viewer cannot see the sun, the moon, the stars, the comets, the novae, all the illuminations. So if God indeed put the rainbow in the clouds, it means that in the worst of times, there's a possibility of seeing hope. And I look at you graduates and realize that you really are rainbows in the clouds. You have been put in the clouds for particular and diverse reasons, but to shine, to light up the darkness. That's really why you're here. Every one of you has already been paid for. Everyone here has already been paid for. Whether the ancestors came from Ireland or Germany in the 1850s or thereabouts, trying to escape the potato blight, which assailed both those areas, or if the ancestors came from Eastern Europe, trying to escape the pogroms, the little and large murders, if the ancestors came from Asia in the 1850s to build this country, to build the railroads, unable legally to bring their mates for 8 decades, or if the ancestors came from Italy, Scandinavia, England, West Africa, wherever they came from, trying to find a place that would hold all the people, all the faces, all the Adams and Eves and their countless generations. Or indeed, if they did come from Africa unwillingly, lying spoon fashion, lying in chains with neck braces, back to belly, in the filthy hatches of slave ships they paid for each of us already. They have been rainbows in the clouds. The real reason you're here is that you have had rainbows in your clouds. And the real reason you are here is so that you can become rainbows in the clouds of many whose names you will never know. Someone here, someone someday is going to teach us how to really become good neighbors in South America, in Mexico. Somebody is going to find the answer to AIDS and eradicate that light. Where is she? In the second row? Fifth row? Where is he? In the seventh row? Someone's going to help us to understand this voracious attack on women's breasts. Somebody's going to help us clarify how to avoid prostate cancer. Where is he? Where is she? She's going to be a rainbow in the clouds. That is the important thing. To understand that it's very important to see who you are and where you are. I would ask you to think of two things from my brief speech. I know that in truth everybody wants a very brief but good commencement speech.
Yeah, it's cute.
I would like you to think about sympathy.
Not now,
Sympathy. That's one of the things Mr. Villarreal mentioned, really. Seeing the other person. There's a poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar written in 1892. He said, I know what the caged bird feels on me when the sun is bright on the upland slopes, when the wind blows soft through the springing grass, and the river floats like a sheet of glass, when the first bird sings, and the first bud opes, and the faint perfume from its chalice steals. I know what the caged bird feels. I would like you to think of that. Think of being in someone else's shoes. Understand that human beings are more alike than we are unalike. If you can do that, then you can say, oh yes, I don't have to wonder if I'm my brother's keeper. I understand I am him himself. If I have enough courage, I'm able to say, I am her, herself. So the second thing I would like you to think about is courage. It's the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. You can't be consistently fair, consistently kind, consistently honest, consistently generous, not consistently just or merciful, and certainly not consistently loving. You can be any of those things erratically. But to be the thing time after time is difficult. There's a poem by Innocent Vincent Millay. I was just going to use African American poetry this morning. I hadn't sworn to that, but I pretty much decided because it's so little taught and so rich. But okay, I'll give you Innocent Vincent Millay was not black. All right. She was a woman. She was small. She was wan. Beautiful word, wan. In North Carolina, we called it puny. She was puny. She was about to become the recluse she did become. But this little woman wrote, I shall die, but that is all I will do for death. I hear his horse's hooves on the stall. He has business this morning, business in the Balkans, business in Cuba, but he must mount by himself. I will not give him a leg up. I'm not in his employ. I will die, but that is all I will do for death. With his horse's hooves on my chest, I will not tell him where the black boy lies hidden in the swamp. Brothers and sisters, the keys and the plans to the city are safe with me. Through me, you will never be overthrown, for I shall die, but that is all I will do for death. It is imperative that you look at courage and please look at sympathy for yourselves, for your own spiritual growth and effort, so that you are hale and hearty inside yourselves. Do that for your physical health as well. We have been told, of course, that a good, cheerful spirit is good medicine. A happy spirit is good medicine. We're told that. And we find in medical research in the last 15 years it is so. So do the right thing because it is right to do, not because it is the law to do, or because someone is looking at you. So that you can say to yourself, since life is my most precious gift, and since as far as I can be absolutely certain it's given to me but once, let me so live that I will not regret years of useless virtue and inertia and timidity and ignorance. And in dying, all I can say, all my conscious life and energies have been dedicated to the most noble cause in the world, the liberation of the human mind and spirit, beginning with my own. When you can say that, men and women, you can really come back here as the young people came back and jumping up so spryly and beautifully 50 years after the fact. I want to be with you. You will be able to come back, and the path you walk you will see the light on the path. Just as people who walk on paths after you will see your light, so that you really can say, when it looks like the sun wasn't gonna shine anymore, I, Tim, I, Jack, I, Janice, I, John, I, Mary, I, Lily, I, Francis, I became a rainbow in the clouds. Thank you.
Jamil finally got in the water.